Well, hello everyone. Guess what I'm looking at? A nice 5-star puzzle. I'm going to head over and do that. So we're over here in the Ascension grids of, well, Pollution Waters area. And we're going to see about this guy. Since it's not a lost grid, it's probably not terrible. So we don't want to make dark squares, we want to connect all dark cells. So we do know this is going to happen. So let's see about the rest of this. This is going to be tough. So we don't want dark squares, so at least one white cell in here. But it could easily be this, or one of these, like so. It's something like that. Actually, hold on. If we did this, we would still have to have a light cell over there. If this is a dark cell, let's think about it this way. If this is a dark cell, how do I prevent a square? I would need a white cell here. It's not going to connect to anything. Therefore, this is a light cell, no matter what. So I could bring this over. I could also bring this down. Now, hold on. The 5 now, it can move up and left, but it can't move any further in any direction, so it has to move at least 2 spaces here. It can also just move 2 spaces here. Not totally sure from there. This could also be a light cell. This 5 can only move in these 2 spaces, so it has to move these 2 for sure. Let's see. Look at some other spots. The 6 can only go there, so it does have to move up there. From this point, it can go a lot of places. The 7 cannot go this far. This is as far as the 7 can go. Any further and it blocks the 6. And here and there, there's too many places for the 7. The 8 can only go this far. That's as far as the 8 can go, so it has to go 1, 2. It can also go to both of these. This is only 7 pieces, therefore this has to be part of the 8. If this is a dark cell, where do we put the rest of the 8? Therefore, these are forced for the 8. It means the 4 can only move 1 space left, because anything else is going to contact the... Actually, if it moves 1 space to the left, where does the 8 go? The 8 is now out of space. Therefore, the 4 cannot move to the left. So it can move down a space, but it can go this way or that way. Don't know. We don't know. This can't be a dark... I guess it could. How far can the 8 move this way? It would be 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, 7. So it could move all the way down here. We don't know. But this could be a dark cell. We're not totally sure. This is also possible. Let's see from here. We've got a good start, but I'm not sure where else we can take this with the knowledge we have. At least one of these 4, but any of these guys can reach it. If we had this, we're fine. Somebody's got to get to the center. Let's think of it that way. We can't have this. So can anybody reach? Put any white cells here. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. 7 has to come down here. So the minimum is this. Therefore, yeah, we could go that far. But the 7 is going to go into the center. We know that much. The 4 can get pretty close, but it can't go there. If this were the 4... Actually, hold on. If this cell were white, and it belongs to the 4, the 7 can't get down to the center. So that's not going to happen. Now, if it belongs to the 7, the 4 doesn't have anywhere it can go. Therefore, this is a dark cell. Which means the 7 does have to go through this passage here. I really hope this logic is sound. Now, the 3 can move down 1 space. I can move down 2 spaces. Let's see if I can force the 3 to move up, but I cannot force that yet. So the 7 definitely moves down. The 4 now has to move here. That has to be part of the 4. So if the 2 moves this way to the right, we're in trouble because the 4 has nowhere to go. So this 2 has to move somewhere else. We could do this, or we could bring it down through here. Not totally sure. If the 5... that's fine. We can do this. This is all fine. How about this 4? I mean, this 4 can still go down, like, take care of all this stuff down here. Somewhere in here's got to be a white cell. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... hold on. I'm trying to see what I can do. If this is a light cell, we have to do this, which means the 8 at best has to go down here. So let's see if I put a dark cell here, can I make the 8s work? Can I fit them? This is the only way, and it fills that in. Therefore, this is a light cell. Now this can't be a dark cell because all dark cells are connected, so we do have this. So now the question is, where do we put? We can do these 2, for instance, and move the dark cells down here. To move this down, we would have to force the 2 down, but I'm not totally sure. We could also put this here. This rule's not quite getting us anywhere yet, because these dark cells all have numerous places they can go. Haven't yet blocked anything off. Certainly this is a light cell? Maybe. I just feel like the 7 really just needs to go right in here. The 4 can also get up here as well. And if the 4 goes up here, and that's fine, 4 can get here. Actually, in this area, the 4 can get in there, so the 7 doesn't have to. But it feels like this just needs to be a thing. Because if we block this off, the 4s, we don't have nearly enough space. We got to bring 7 and 4 into the center. Something in here's got to be light. Something here's got to be light. If I were to do this, that's fine too. If I were to bring this, block this off. Is there any way this is blocked? If I block this, I would have to go here, which now leaves this. So I think this has to be a light cell. Now if I did it this way, we'd be blocked here. So I think that also. So once again, if I do it here, now I have a possibility. There could be one here. I can do that. Actually, if I bring this piece here, I can't do that one. I'd have to do this piece, right? If this piece is dark, though, I still have to do this piece. No matter what, that's got to be 1. Which means the 3 can only move up 1 space, so it does move down 1 space, like so. Now the 7 can only move... The 7 still's got a lot of spaces up here it can move. If I block this off, is there space for the 8? There is. Let's see. If I do this... If I bring this down, I seem to have more space. Like, there's less potential for squares. Like, there's got to be a white cell somewhere in one of these 3. And if it's this one, if it's not this one, I have to move the 7 over to the right. Or if it is this one, then the 7 can just go straight down. But I don't know for a fact. If I do this, it tells us a lot about these squares. If I do this here, it doesn't. If I bring this one up, if I were to bring this up, we would basically be forced here. Which is fine. Whereas if I bring it down... There's less force, but now I gotta worry about up here. I need to put another light cell. Probably from the 6. Like this. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't look over here. Maybe I should find another spot to look. If I just bring the 2 down, it really takes care of a lot of square potential here. But I also got to think about who goes in this spot here. It could be the 4, like this. Now, if I brought this 2 to the left, what would this do? Brought the 2 to the left, we would have to have one of these 2. Or this one and both of those 2. Doesn't seem to tell me too much. What if I brought it up? If I brought the 2 up, I would have trouble here because now I gotta block that. So the 2 can't go up. So that much we're gonna know, which means that does have to be a dark cell. Now we can bring this 1 space, so we know we need 1 more white cell down here for sure. Which means if this were to go down, it would be forced there. This could be it? This seems risky. Well, if this were a white cell, we would force dark cells here and there, which means this can't be a white cell because you have an issue there, so that would be a white cell. Whereas if this is a dark cell, this is a white cell. This is a white cell no matter what. Can this go down? I don't see any reason why it can't. This seems fine. Alright. This still is a really good move, I think. Bring it down. If I bring this to the right, what's it do? Not much. If I bring it up, what's it do? I would have to put this cell here, right, or there? What I'd have to do is put a cell there, I think. Like something like this. Okay, so these are just guesses that don't get anywhere. Now, if this were a light cell, that means I have to move down, and it would have to connect to the 4. That's still fine. Let's see. How about in the world of the 5? If I were to do this, if I were to say no down here, I'd have to bring this up. Is there any world in which this is a light cell? Okay, if this is a light cell, then we know the dark cells have to escape here. Which means this is the 5. And this has to be a light cell now. Which is connected to the 4. Means that's brought out. Like so. This so far doesn't tell me much if that's a light cell. This is a light cell though. Oh, hold on. If this is a light cell, this can't be. So it's got to be like this. This is going to now be forced. Which means this is light. Could connect to either of those. That's got to be light. These are forced if I make this choice. One of these 2, it has to be this way. There. Either one of those. One of these 2. Who's going to reach it? Nobody is. No one's going to reach one of those 2 spaces. We can't get there from here. We can't get there from there. Therefore, all the way back. All the way back. Dark cell. This is dark cell. We have a light cell here. Continuing that logic, if we bring one there, we've got to do a somewhat similar setup here. But it's still quite open. So, unsure. If we bring this one up, once again, doing the up stuff here, we gotta block squares there. Doesn't tell me much. If I bring it here... that's fine. If I bring it here... it has to be there. Which means in order to prevent a square here, I could do it this way. Or just that way. One of those two, I think. Yeah, no. I'd have to go... oh, no, this has to come down. Not 100% sure. But at least I got something out of this bottom corner. Is there any world in which this is a white cell? I'll make this a white cell down here. One of those two. This seems like a bad idea, so I'm just trying to check out if this would make a problem. I could do something like this. I could bring it up. I'm trying to think. Somewhere in here's got to be a white cell. One of these two. If it's this guy, we're fine. If it's that one, this needs to be connected to the 4. And this would have to do this. Again, these all seem like decisions that work, so I don't know if that's a bad choice down here yet. Certainly this is a light cell. If this is a light cell, it is connected to the 4. That is for sure. But it doesn't tell me anything else yet. Let's see. How about this 4? I think this is a bad choice. What happens if we make this bad choice? The 8 now can only move one space over here, so it's either got to be one of those two. Can't be both, so it would have to move this way. The 7 can only move one space there now. Seems like a bad choice. Doesn't look that bad. Looks like it sort of fits. This would mean... yeah, so it would be this way. Hold on. This... oh, neither of those work. Hold on a second. Let me just real quick. Let me walk through that again. If I make this terrible decision with the 4, now the 8 is blocked here. There is no way to make this a dark cell, because then we block that in to make the 8. Therefore, that becomes a light cell. Those become dark. So no matter what I choose, if this is a light cell, that's blocked. If this is a dark cell, that's blocked in. Therefore, can't have both of those being light cells. Now, if we just suppose this one's a light cell, but that one's a dark cell, let's see here. Now, with this 8, if I do the 2 to the bottom section, it's got to come out, and we don't have enough space for the 8. Whereas if I move the 2 this way, we still don't have space for the 8. Actually, how do we have space for the 8 at all? If I move up? No. I need to move... I could do it this way? This seems like the only way to do it. If that makes sense to anybody. Alright, one of these 3 is going to be light. Could just be this one. Could just be that one. Could just be this one. This seems right. Is there any other way to do it? Well, first of all, if this is dark, then we have both of these. We know it's not going to work. So this is a light cell. It's connected to the 4, which means it's not connected to these. If the 2 moves up, we don't have room for the 8 to grow. Therefore, the 2's got to be left or down. I think we knew that already. If the 2 is down, let's see. If we were to put this in here, there's no way to do that. So that's possible. If the 2 is left, this blocking somewhere in here, which is fine. And it has to be this one here. It would have to be this way. Okay, I don't know if we have it. Is there a way to make it with the down? This is blocked. Yeah. I think we know, at least, in addition to these, we know that this is not a dark cell. So this is a dark cell. Well, hold on. This can't be a light cell. There's just no way. So we definitely have to make that a dark cell. Which means that this can't be a dark cell because we'll block that in. So that's a light cell. It's blocking that. So one of those 2 is it. And either way, it's blocking this passage in. Which means if we go this way, we have to be here. If we go this way, it also has to be here. There's no way this is a light cell. Because if this is a light cell, then we have to come through here. We can't. So this is a dark cell. And so that's the 4, that's the 8. The 2 can be either one of these at the moment. Is there any way this is a light cell? What would it be connected to? Nothing, so that's a dark cell. That's that. Okay, so we are here. This is correct. This is one of my favorite puzzles so far. I'm just going to say it. The 4, the 2, the 3. If I move this over, what's this do to the puzzle? If I move the 2 over this way, I make a square first of all, so don't do that. That's a dark cell. So it's either up or down. Down has a bit of constraint. We have to put that there, which is going to connect here, which is going to connect there, which is going to connect, what else is going to force? Force that. Force that. Well, hold on. Yeah, it's not going to... I don't think that's gonna work. I just don't think it's gonna work. I actually think how I'm gonna fit all of this stuff in. So 7 could move over 1, but it's got to move down. Could move over 1 here, but then it can't be this piece. Can't be both of those. And if it was this piece, we're in trouble. So it can't be that piece either. So it's got to move down this far at least. If it's here, we're fine. Actually, if this is a light cell, we're going to end up with a square. Right? We'd have to end up, because we have to connect down this way, and then we can't fill it in. So this is a dark cell. I mean, it's either here or there. This is a light cell. That's fine. This is a dark cell, and that's a light cell. Anyway, this is a light cell. Yes. No. So I think this is a dark cell right here. So there's that. Meaning the 7's got to come down here and do some more stuff. Can't do that. Could do this. Move over a bit. Not totally sure. But if the 4 comes up through here, the 7's got to come down this way. So I think the 7's got to come through here. What if this is it? No. What if, instead of doing this stupid move, there it is. There it is. Okay. That is one of my favorite puzzles so far in the entire game. That was 25 minutes. I'm not going to do any more over in this area. I'm going to move to a new area, do new-ish puzzles. We're going to go to Shady Wildwood. And we're going to do puzzles here. And whatever we find, we don't really have... is there steps down here? There are steps here, but it doesn't look like these are the steps. We need to be looking up at... Oh, do we need to get up in the air, Junior Birdman? I think we do. I think we need to be up looking at like these kind of steps. So maybe over here, looking at the steps of the palace this way. Might not be these steps, but it... Oh, hold on. Yeah, because we're not in shadow appropriately. It might actually be this one over here. Oh, hey, there's a puzzle radar. I can use it to find stuff I want to clear out. I'm not sure what I want to clear out yet, but I can do that. Oh, yeah, it is over here. Nice. Let's actually take a look at what we got here. So, matchbox, who cares? Leitmotif, it's fine. Sightseers, only a few of those. A few sentinel stones, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there are hidden pentads I can find. Memory grids, only a few. You know what? Memory grids, pattern grids... Oh, there's no pattern grids. Memory and music grids would be nice to find. There is a wandering echo. No flow orbs. There are glide rings. There's a few of these I can find. A general sort of smattering of puzzles I can do this for. Alright, so let's look for... What's a puzzle type? Just trying to glance around. I see lots of logic grids. I don't care. Logic grids are a dime a dozen right now. Let's find the grids that aren't. Logic, logic, logic. Logic, logic, logic. Music grid. There's one. Is there anything else? I got a bunch of cubes. There's one here. There's two cubes over here that are right next to each other. Anything else I can grab with this? I know there's not a lot of memory and music grids today, but didn't see anything except for just this one. Weird. Oh well. Okay. There it is. Like that is a sort of very, like, not classic, because anything classical music, but that's just kind of what music's going to sound like without being anything crazy. It has a pattern that you can understand, which makes it a little bit easier to solve, but it's more fun to solve because it feels like I'm solving music and not random noise. There's one of those hidden pentads all the girls have been talking about. Let's see what we got. Well, that one's not hidden very well. I mean, it would be if I was standing in a different spot, but I just happened to be standing somewhere where it wasn't a good hiding spot. How about... I wonder what you're attached to. There's not a lot of space here, so it must be on the islands above me. That's what we're talking about here. That's where we got the rest of them. Probably something over here, maybe? No, because the bubble's shrinking this way pretty rapidly. I wonder if it is attached under the island? Hard to say. Yep. It could be... Oh, hang on. There's a... Whoa! There's a ring. It could be under this, or it could be on this island somewhere. No, that's the one I already got. Is there another space down there I haven't looked? I looked under the oh, it's literally right there. Come on. Okay. There was a sightseer up there as well. Let's grab it. This is looking over here somewhere. It seems like the curve is going the other way. It's looking at the other side, though. How is this being looked at? Because, like, it's... The curve is going this way, but then this is on the other side of it. How do I make that happen? Like, if I get... Oh, through here. Oh, it's not curving, it's curving away from rather than toward me. That's what it is. Dangerously close to actually getting onto the Enclave. Hey, there's one of them glide rings. Cool. Can I get both of these somehow? There we go. Okay, I can bring these out, and then... Can I bring this over? I can bring this down. It's not really what I want to be doing here. Any way I can get this... Yeah, there's no way I can get this any further. I want to get it out from under there. I can move this around. I can move this up. It's not really helpful. I can move this that way, and now it's... Yeah, that's a good one. Something over there? No. I was looking to the left. It looked like something was doing something over there, but it was just a trick of the graphics. Hey, there's a Shiora. Please be the type that is fine with me just flying towards you, but I might just turn the camera away just in case. There we go. How about over here? I see some. Maybe it's on the underside of the thing. If I get a view up nice and high, will that show me where the red guy is? No? Oh, there it is. How do I... Where do I see both of those from? I'm gonna do it that way. Okay, exactly one symbol per dark and light area, so we know this is gonna happen. We also know these. That's gotta be... It's kind of solving itself at the moment. One symbol per area. Oops, means we gotta do this. Yep. Neat. Anything else I can grab over here? Be nice to find some of those memory grids, because I hate them and want them to be done. Well, is there any puzzle this way? Hey, there's another glider. Let's do that. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. Oh, this is cool. Taking me through the... Hey, there's a, what's the next ring? Is it just the one on the ground? Yes. I saw a memory grid somewhere. Is it out this way? Or is it up one level and out this way? Was it up 2 levels and out this way? Where was it? Oh, hold on. Further up. Okay, those can't connect. Just worry about letters. That can't connect. We can't now connect that. It's a strange one. I was sworn I saw a memory grid. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Where is the green box? There. Let's see here. We can move stuff. Can't really do much there. Is there any way I can move this? I can move that down and get stuck. Feels like I want to get down here. Why? This is why. Alright, I'm gonna head into good old Autumn Falls. That's the name. I remember. I've only been playing the game for 5,000 hours. I should know. Where's the other gold ring? Oh, there was a tiny one there. I just didn't notice. Is there anything? Hey, there's one wandering echo left. No, it's not here. That would be worth a shot. There's plenty of other stuff, it looks like. Might as well just start tooling around looking for it. Something over here? No. Every once in a while, like the graphics, like they load in from the low res to the high res as you get closer, and it makes me think there's an archway there. Okay. Well, if we got one to the right and one to the right here, we know these all have to be light cells. If we have 5 and 2, we know there's 3. We know there's 1. 4, this is taken care of. This has to be done. Let's see. I feel like I gotta solve this left side first. The 3 is complete. This 2 is now completely done. Finishes that off. And that. So this 2 is done. And then 1 is done. So now I need these and that. Interesting puzzle. How about this one? 0, 4. Dark Regions of Area 3. Don't mind if I do. 4, it's got to do that. That's got to be... So 2. 1 of these. What if I just... Oh, hold on. This is already taken care of. So it's got to be these 2. No, it's just this one for sure. Yeah, this is how it will be. That's a maze I've already solved. Hey, glider ring. Whoa, there it is. Oh, there's more? Okay, hold on, let's try that again. Let's try if I'm just a little bit better at my flying. I think I can make it to that. No! Is there any way? Can I make it out without hitting the ground? Yeah. There we go. That's probably as good as that's gonna be. 2, let's see. Dark regions of area 4. That's great. Good news. Okay, where do we go from here? These can't connect. Okay, I'm kind of went all by itself. What do we got over here? Cube? Yeah. One of the rare cases I see it before I hear it. Tiles remaining. 4 and 3. No diagonals? Well, if I did this, I would have that. That's fine. This is a solved puzzle. So, if I made a dark cell here, what would happen? I'd have to do this. It's fine. I'm trying to think the pattern here. If I made this happen... Well, if I've got to have 3 here... hold on. If I had a dark cell here, we'd have a problem. That's got to be a light cell. Which means that there's got to be at least 2 in here, which means this has to be a light cell. Or, sorry, this has to be... These has to be... If this is a dark cell, we're at luck. That's light, that's light. Are these both, or is it these 2? This is a dark cell. No, this is a dark cell, it's just this one. But this can't be a dark cell. That's what I know. This is a dark cell, we're fine. That's right, I can't do that. I think it's gonna be these 2? Okay, whatever. I hate underclude grids anyway. I don't remember if I used to like underclude grids, like maybe there was a time they were fun to me, but they are definitely not anymore. Gotta make a squarish thing? How do I get that to happen? I've gotta have, like, something like this, but I've gotta get a little bit more... It's gotta be like this, but I gotta have less. It's gotta be somewhere in this sort of set, right? How many rings? How many? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the edge. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the edge. So it's gotta be more like this amount. Ah, it's what? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's got to be here, but then like, no. What? If I move my mouse up, you see how this becomes more flower shaped. If I move the mouse down, oh, it's working now. I was moving it down. Oh, it's moving it out instead of flower shaped. Also, is there another way? Because like I feel like I'm really close to it anyway. Good grief, I hate that. hate that so much. That one's solved. Alright, I feel like I want to find a good stopping point. I don't really want to do this for much longer. Alright. Looks like I've done a lot of the puzzles around here. Get through that, can't get through that gap, or that. Hold on, if I can't get through this gap, and I can't get through this gap, do I just have to be really far back? Maybe I have to be really far back, like this. Oh, hey. Random noise puzzle. Thank you for that. I wish they found a way to do some kind of logical inferences with those puzzles, but they did not. This is gonna break it, so if I just keep going down, I can go through here? No, I can't go through there. If I... If I go through here, though, I can make the cross shape like so. That's what it is. Nice. That was a weird camera movement. A lot of rolling blocks going on today. Do like that. Let's see. I need to be a 2x1 there. It's the only way I'm going to get in. How do I get if I'm not that way getting in? Right? Like if I come in... Okay, no, if I come in this... I can't come in this way. How do I get in? I gotta be in this way to get here, and now I've gotta be... I just gotta be here. Oh hey, there's a hidden penta. There's one, there's two. Well, that was simple. Let's get on top and find some more. Gamers don't look up. Might be in a tree somewhere over here. Oh, it could be on top of the roof. Well, let's just see what's up there. A little high, but that's the idea. There it is. Well done, me. Tell you what, I'm gonna do this puzzle and call it. So we need 1, 1, 1, 3. So I need both of those. Don't make 3 in a row. Guess this just means for down here, because these are done. 1 there, 1 there. What am I? How am I supposed to know? Like, I know I can't do that, but I can do. Ah, I see. I can't do 3 in a row here. Stupid. Could be this one or that one. I gotta have 2 more here. This is done. So it's that. Can't have 3 in a row. I guess it's that. That was an unsatisfying end to this puzzle. Can I find another logic grid? That is memory grid. I wanted to find a better one. I think this is it. This actually feels like some memory grids were designed for that particular kind of puzzle. There you go. Okay, this one's going to be an easy one, but maybe it's more fun. Let's see. All dark regions of area 2, so it can't be that one. Well, it's got to be that. Got to be that. Let's see. There's got to be one here. There's got to be only one in here, so it can't be either of those. We got to take both of these. We got to have this guy here, and then both of those, and we're good. That was a better puzzle. Let's end it here. Thanks everyone for sticking around. I'm hoping you all have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.